A bill to allow lawful firearm owners in South Carolina to carry handguns openly or concealed without a state permit passed in the House, and it's now headed to the Senate.
The state of South Carolina approves constitutional carry. Welcome to another installment of the Connecticut Gun Bench. Today's video is brought to you by P.A.N. Firearms, LLC. P.A.N. Firearms for NRA certification and multifaceted gun training. You can reach us at 203-300-6343 or use our website at www.panfirearmsllc.com. As always, there'll be a link in the description box below. And if you like my content and like my channel, you can support me through the links in the description box below. Everything is absolutely appreciated. But let's talk about this. South Carolina, and this was, what date? And this was the 23rd. This article is set, but I'm not sure the date, but that's all right. They approved permitless carry by a huge margin, 90-30. It clears the South Carolina House. Another state has put aside the whole permitting process, which I'm sure is going to make other states, such as New York, Connecticut, very uncomfortable, as we can now take this to court to end the whole permitting scheme in this state. But let's go to this article here. Oh, look, truth about guns. Permitless carry passes South Carolina House by an overwhelming 90-30 margin. The next state to pass constitutional carry looks like it's going to be South Carolina, in a race between the Palmetto State and Florida to become the 26th member of the Permitless Carry Club. South Carolina seems to have the inside position. The 90-30 vote brings the conservative state one step closer to joining 25 others with some form of so-called constitutional carry laws. The fate of the state's latest effort to loosen gun restrictions once more falls to the Senate, where lawmakers rejected a similar proposal 2 years ago. Well, that's interesting. Quote, "This will open up options for families to protect themselves without a permit," said Republican Bobby Cox, the bill's leading sponsor. South Carolinians can still get the training they need, but they don't need a permission slip to exercise that right, and permitting system is a permission slip from the government to exercise a right. Whether they like that or not, I don't care. That's the truth of the matter. Well, no, they shouldn't, and more than half the country will have removed that hurdle. The measure would restrict people from bringing guns into detention centers, courthouses, polling places, government offices, schools, school elective events, schools, religious sanctuaries, and doctors' offices, among other locations. On-duty law enforcement, armed forces, National Guard, state militia, and members of the judiciary are exempt from those restrictions. After some discussion, lawmakers added public defenders and county clerks of court to the list, but explicitly banned or barred them from carrying concealed weapons into correctional facilities. Oh, that makes sense. The measure would effectively lower the age at which South Carolinians can carry concealed guns. State law allows anyone 18 or older to purchase a gun, but concealed weapons permits have only been available to people over 21 years old. The bill also reiterates the prohibition on carrying by people convicted of felonies. Not that convicted felons who carry guns now pay much attention to what's already on the books. That prohibits that kind of thing. I had actually done a video on that. If you did something 20 years ago and you've been a good person, you've just kept your right act straight, that one slight should not affect your ability to exercise your right. But that's my opinion. When you show up at a crime scene, this of course, here we go. When you show up to a crime scene and everyone's carrying guns on their hip, guess what? That's dangerous. Democratic Rep. Seth Rose said, "Law enforcement doesn't know who the good guys are and the bad guys are. And a lot of times we don't want good guys acting like law enforcement and making a bad situation worse." Yeah, well, we've already seen the results of nobody walking around with a gun on their hip, and the only person that has the gun is the actual criminal. We've seen the results of that over and over and over again. This is a what-if situation that's dumb. Okay? Dumb. But Republican Rep. Bobby Cox supported the effort. He said both protects law-abiding gun owners and targets violent criminals. Cox said lawmakers worked extensively on the bill with the National Rifle Association, South Carolina Law Enforcement Division, and local sheriffs. Republican Rep. Weston Newton suggested the additional felon in possession statute was necessary to secure support from law enforcement groups who wanted more tools to crack down on repeat offenders charged with misdemeanor gun possession. Yes, there you go. Man, there's just so much common sense in this. I don't know, but whatever, the usual horse trading. If it allows supporters to claim a law enforcement doesn't oppose constitutional carry, fine. As a practical matter, that language will have zero influence on whether criminals carry firearms, whatever their record may be, which is absolute fact. Let's come out of that. Okay, so South Carolina is stepping up. And it's the usual, every time this happens, you get the usual banter back and forth. This is good for South Carolinians. This is bad for South Carolinians because some situation that might not happen. But hey, that's how it has to always be. But like I said, this is going to put a lot of those states with permitting systems on notice. And hopefully we can drag this into court and end the permitting scheme. Am I against regulation? No. Am I against people abusing regulation to circumvent the Constitution? Yes. But let me know what you think. As always, you can leave your comments in the comment section below. And as always, any statements of violence or statements that lead to violence will be removed. Please like, share, comment, subscribe. Don't forget to hit that notification bell so you're notified the next time a video goes live. I will see you on the next one. Peace.